When you see the yams in the shop and they have all these white things trying to grow out of them, it's time to start planting your yam again. Although you can plant your yams all year long, but these ones will grow so much quicker. You just cut off the head and put it in the soil. But the very important thing is to prepare our soil in the bags for best harvest. It needs sunshine, so you just have to make sure your bags are placed where it's sunny. You may prepare your bags very good soil. If you place it just hidden behind a wall and there's no sun reaching it, it's not going to grow very well. The yam that you're going to have to harvest at the end of the season will not be very big. Place it in a direction where sunshine is on it all day long. I'll go over to my friend's garden and we'll have a look at how you grow your yams for best harvest. Professor Oshagbemi, over to you.
Thank you. The empty bags from the fish feed are not wasted. I have filled all of them with sand, humus soil. I'm prepared to plant yam inside the empty bags. Empty bags of cement, bags of rice, all those ones are not wasted. Some of the yams have started sprouting. I'm going to show you now some of them that have germinated even this dry season. I try to water some of them. Yes, you can see this one has germinated with a very fine tendril. Yes, this one is just coming up. If you look closely, you will see down there. The bags are not wasted at all. There are some of the yams that sprouted. You can see the tendril coming up. I will just cut off from this end, cut off this end, cut off this end. These ones will be eaten. Then these further ends will now be the one I will plant in those bags are filled with sand. Many people don't like the proximal part of the yam, especially the children. So, but don't throw them away. You can just cut them off like this and then fill the bags with preferably humus soil. And then you now plant. I have put some water in the soil. So when you plant it like this, it will grow and then give you a very big tuber within how many months? Maximum 4 or 5 months. You get a very big tuber bag. So don't throw away the proximal part for your yams again. After burying like this in the sandbag, you have to cover the tendril with some form of leaves. This is called what? Mulching, to prevent moisture loss and then the sun from scorching on the new tendril. Just mulch it like this and be putting water gradually. By the time the rain starts, then you don't need to wet it frequently. Okay. This is an example of one that has sprouted. You can see the tendril has come up. This is another one. Just, to focus it closely, you see the tendril coming up like the other one. So just play in your garden. You can have the yam you are going to use for next year.
Thank you very much, Prof. Now we'd like to see how the bags are prepared and the soil for growing yams. You can have a small bag like this. If I take this bag and I put my yam seedling in it, it grows roots, and the roots are limited within the space inside this bag. I have prepared this bag in such a way that the roots can actually get out. So I will lift the bag and let you see. You can see these large holes. Create large holes at the base of your bag so that when your yam develops roots, because yam roots can be very long, when your yam seedling starts to grow, it develops roots, it's not limited to the bag. It's only your yam tuber that needs to stay inside the bag. The yam roots can go out of the bag into the soil. Because you've placed these bags on top of soil, the yam roots will find their way into the soil, and then you will have luscious leaves, large leaves that you would even begin to wonder, oh, these leaves are growing very beautifully. That is because they are actually taking nutrients from the soil out of the bag. They are not just limited to the soil within the bag now. When you are preparing the soil, you put chicken poop, compost, other fertilizers. When you water your yam, the water will come out at the bottom. Now, the water that is coming out at the bottom is not wasted because your yam roots can come out of the bottom and go into the soil and absorb the soil. I'll show you an example of this in a minute. But the important thing now is that you make sure you have these large holes created so that your yam roots can get out of the bag. And I'm going to show you how I created this in this video. So here we have the bag, and I fold it into two. I need to make the hole here about the size of a coin. This is the base. So to get the circle here, I will fold this bit like fold into two. You are trying to make the circle here. Fold it down, and then you're going to need a semicircle here. You put a semicircle here. By putting that there, you can see we have two holes which will become I'm sure you can see the four holes now. There's two on this side and two. Finally, place just one hole right in the middle. So by folding it into two, cut across. That's one hole. That's another hole in the middle. That's another hole. So that's one, the one in the middle, and then on the other side there are two others, so that this will now stay flat on the ground. You can see. So this is a bag that is well prepared for growing yams. You will get a very good harvest. Place this on the soil, fill it with your compost, put your chicken poop, about a handful in each bag, and put it there. When the yam starts growing, the roots will go out and grow into the soil. So your yam is growing, but it's not limited to just the bag. And when you want to harvest it, just pull it up. The roots will break, but your yam will have the chance to fill up the entire bag. If the roots were not able to go out, your yam will be smaller because the roots will be root bound inside the bag. They won't be able to go out. So that's why it's important that you have these large holes. And this is the best way to prepare your bag for growing yams. Place them where there's sunshine. Put compost, fertilizers, chicken poop, and make sure you water them thoroughly. When the water goes into the soil, it's not wasted because your roots are out there in the soil. I'm going to show you this example of my Syngonium plant in a very small pot. You can make it bushy. Or you can make it vine or the way up. Looks like a forest. And it's just one plant. Now what happens is, I've just pruned this Syngonium plant. You can see that all we have are just the vines. And it's inside a very small pot. These are the leaves that I got off this very small plant that is inside this pot. And the reason is because I made very big holes at the base of this pot. So as I water this, the water goes down. Because it's an indoor plant, you can see the roots. The roots have grown out of the pot. See, it's still, see, that's it. These roots are so long that they just carry on absorbing nutrients from the base. So your yam will remain within your bag, but the roots are outside the bag. Your yam will have the chance to grow big and luscious leaves, and your yam harvest will be very big yams as well. So this is why you need to create those holes at the base of your bag so that those important roots will not feel scrumped up inside the bag. They can always make their way out of the bag into the soil beneath. You have very big yam leaves and you place these bags where it's very sunny, you're going to have a very good harvest. Because those are the things the yam plant needs. For the roots to be able to get nutrients, and for the leaves to be able to photosynthesize in the sun. That is, you place it where it's not shaded. Don't place it beside a wall so that there isn't, beside two walls. You can place it beside one wall and there will be sun coming from the other direction. Don't place it where it's going to be in the shade. The yam needs sunlight to grow properly. And a well-prepared bag for growing yams. You can see the 5 holes When the roots find their way and stay out, you should properly anchor the bag to the ground. There will be no falling over, and the roots can just spread into the soil. Please do this and you will get excellent harvest. Now let me show you why I took the leaves off my Syngonium. Here's a portion that I took off. I put it in water to root it. And this another one that I took off. And this as well. It's for propagation to grow more plants. Leave a like, leave a comment. This helps me to improve the channel content. Thank you.